for this evening's friendly match. Let's welcome the teams to the field for tonight's contest. Hartford City FC and your New Haven United FC. This evening's match is football with a purpose. Tonight, Hartford City and New Haven United FC meet in a match that means more than 3 points. In partnership with tonight's presenting sponsor, United Way Greater New Haven, this event will help support opportunities for local youth through accessible soccer programs, camps, and clinics across our community. Again, for more information about what the folks over at United Way Greater New Haven are doing, please make sure to visit them on the concourse. Let's meet the starters for both teams. First, for visiting Hartford City in the white jerseys. First, in goal, Julian Ballister. In the field, wearing number 2, Colin Wright. Number 3, Trevor Rao. Number 8, Will Stillman. Number 7, Lokoa Pei. Number 9, Lorcan Mitchell. Number 11, Colin Goodhines. Number 12, Trevor Steele. Number 19, Nico Hamzawi. Number 20, Caden Collins. And number 22, Nick Armour. And now the starters for New Haven United FC. In goal, wearing number 1, Mason Christensen. In the field, wearing number 4, David Villavicencio. Number 6, Renford Morgan. Number 7, Denny Iljazi. Number 9, Johan Bermudez. Number 10, Koan Hibero. Number 11, Jason Price. Number 14, Gianluca Trastulli. Number 17, Andres Becerra. Number 21, Smith Halloran. And number 23, Ty Haley. Fans, at this time, before we play this evening's national anthem, we will be observing a moment of silence for our coach, Facundo Tallin, who recently lost a family member back home in Argentina. Our thoughts are with Facundo and his family during this difficult time. We send our deepest condolences and support as they navigate through this loss. Please keep Facundo and his loved ones in your thoughts. If you are able to please rise for this moment of silence, that would be appreciated. Thank you. We ask you to please, if you're able, to remain standing for the playing of the national anthem. Support of men's soccer here in the state of Connecticut. We hope you enjoy this evening's match.
Yeah, boys! And a pleasant good evening evening, everybody. You're watching a special presentation of New Haven United FC Soccer here on the New Haven United FC YouTube page. As this evening is a special friendly between New Haven United and Hartford City FC in what is the second year of these two squads meeting. Hartford City were in the NPSL last season. They are now an independent club. Meanwhile, for New Haven United, an opportunity to give some players a little bit of a run out after a two-match week last week, with New Haven United winning both of their matches in the midweek last week at home to Santa Cruz FC by 2-1, and AC Newport on the road in Rhode Island on Saturday by 4-1. This actually starts a mini little homestand for New Haven United, as they will be back in action. In fact, right here at the campus of the University of New Haven on Kathy Zolad Stadium's field, as they will be taking on Osners on Saturday evening. It's going to be Hartford City to get us underway. JJ Duke here with you. Thanks for spending your Wednesday here with us on what is an absolutely glorious evening for soccer in the midst of what has been now the hotbed of soccer across the world in the USA, with the Men's World Cup currently going on right now. It's just going through, and dare I say, we actually had a delay for a second for what could be, in fact, a hole in the net, but it seems to have been resolved. I always kind of joke about it anyways. Hold the net with the physicists. Look at it. There's plenty of them, but now we're underway. We'll get the starters for both of these teams. First for Hartford City, they're under the direction of Andy Parker. This is their third match of the season as an independent club. They played Providence City FC. For those unfamiliar with that club, that used to be a club that is similar, playing in the pre-professional levels, but now they play the Bay State Soccer League. Is a good tackle on the opposite side of the field. That is by the number 14, Gianluca Trastulli. And in fact, it will be a New Haven throw. And then recently playing Boston Bolts of USL League 2 and winning that match by 3-2. Julian Ballister is in goal. Colin Wright wears 2. Trevor Rao wears 3. Will Stillman wears 8. Okoa Pay wears 7. Morgan Mitchell 9. Colin Goodhines 11. Trevor Steele wears 12. Nico Hamzawi wears 19. Caden Collins 20. Nick Armour wears 22. It's a good start here for the visitors, attacking down the right side of the field. But there's Renford Morgan, who's wearing the captain's armband this season for New Haven. He'll get the head now to Denny Elchazi. Good strong tackle. Keep possession now for the hosts is Andres Becerra. Worth it here this year. So the rest of the starters for New Haven look like this. In fact, we'll just come back to that in a second. It's a strong tackle knocking Elchazi off the ball. Into the channel here, looking for Colin Goodhines, who's been with this Hartford City team for a little while now. That should be offside, and it is. Lovely little link-up play, but Trevor Rao is ruled off. The rest of the starters for New Haven looks like this. Mason Christensen makes his debut in goal, the Colgate product. Then in the field, numerically, David Villavicencio wears 4. 6 is Renford Morgan, wearing the captain's armband. Daniel Chauncey 7. 9 is Yohan Bermudez, who's been in and out of the squad and actually scored a couple of matches ago in that wild 2-2 draw to American Soccer Club of New York. That he thought would have been the winner and probably a goal of a lifetime, the way that he hit it, a screamer to the upper 90. That ball goes out and it'll be a throw for the visitors. Juan Hibera wears 10, Jason Price 11, Gianluca Trastulli wears 14, Andres Becerra 17, Smith Halloran wears 21, and Ty Haley wears 23. This evening is giving an opportunity for head coach Claudius Cavallari to rotate a bit of the squad for some players who haven't really seen a ton of action or as much as they would potentially like. And they'll be rotating in some players potentially for the futures. This will be headed out on the opposite side of the field now for a throw. There is Colin Wright. This roster heavily laden with players out of Central Connecticut State, out of the NEC. Hartford City is working with this season. They were a team that last year in the NPSL, they were the number 1 seed in the North Atlantic Conference, in the same conference as New Haven United. As Rao here on this near flank has a couple of players to dig for. And that's headed back. I'll tell you what, decent composure there from Haley. I'm not sure if he quite meant that or not, but it works out nicely. And yeah, Hartford City had a fantastic season last year. Theo Harris, the team's top scorer with 6 goals, actually had a fair few of them against this New Haven team as they played 3 second consecutive year of horrific luck in a championship game, because the year before that, Colin Goodhines, who was on the field, he took a penalty against the Shockers in a penalty shootout to determine the champion. The ball clearly crossed the line, actually hit a wheel that was behind the goal, kind of like the goals that you have here. Actually, it helps out where the wheels are a little bit closer to the field. In that game, they were pretty far off the end line. More than that, second is a chance now building for Pay. The shot is off the crossbar. Nicola Pay absolutely ripping that one. It certainly beat Christensen cleanly. New Haven not fully out of danger just yet. Asensio fluffing his line, and that one is
Hartford City FC goal in the 5th minute, scored by number 9, Lorcan Mitchell.
He'll start for the visitors again against a little makeshift lineup for New Haven United. Always is a team that playing on the road against, for a number of these players in the Hartford City side, familiar with the New Haven United squad. Familiar with the New Haven United squad as this ball flipped over the top. So yeah, they're definitely want to get something early on the board. Brentford Morgan now going back. Trastulli. Deflection, trying to play it around the corner, but Will Stillman with the interception. And a strong header forward by Smith Halloran. So I'm actually being told, so this is for Justin upstairs. If you're able to boost my volume a bit, we're getting a couple of notes downstairs here that the commentators' levels are a little bit low. So shot with the left foot just goes high in the bar from Asensio, just shooting out one over the mark. Yeah, so again, that's for Justin upstairs. We apologize. We'll get back to normal commentary here. David, the Choate product, also a Hartford Athletic Academy player, will be playing at Furman. Testing an early one. This is clipped out, and it's going to be a throw over by the corner flag. This is Andres Becerra, a little 1-2 now with Asensio. Now Becerra, who's like a few of these players have been in and out of the lineup in this early part of the regular season. Ribeiro cutting that on the floor. Asensio now back with Ribeiro, the University of New Haven product and former Hartford Athletic Academy and first teamer. It's a good response here from the hosts after conceding the early goal in the 5th minute to Lorcan Mitchell. After New Haven not able to fully clear their lines, and they'll go back home to Mason Christensen. And now with Ty Haley, Taft product, as he clips that over the top, and not a bad area as well. Chance out here for Denny El-Jazzi. That's going to be out for a corner. A decent little area from Haley to clip that into, and Denny, the native of Florence, Italy, who played at Post for a handful of seasons, then came over to the University of New Haven, getting an opportunity for a run out. But a corner to come now here, and this is one of those interesting ones whenever you have a bit of a makeshift lineup. How do the corner routines go? This is clipped to the near post. Decent ball, and the header just flashing wide of the mark. Ribeiro keeps it on. It was El-Jazzi with the header.
What's going on?
But everyone stays forward here for the hosts. And the perfect response after conceding a goal, just dominating the possession, forcing Hartford City to go from side to side. Morgan. Trastulli into the pocket. Iljazi. Ibero clipping that to the back post. Not a bad area as well. The flag is going to come up. Smith Halloran getting in behind. But that was a good couple of minutes spell of possession for the hosts. Able to get into some areas and really, if nothing else, forcing the visitors to go from side to side and do a lot of the chasing. Ballister will get things back underway. Good strong leap from Haley out of the back. A better flick from number 11, that's Colin Goodhines. Skidmore product. This is switched beautifully to Trevor Rao on this near side. A bit of a heavy touch, but still has 4 in the area to aim for. Clip to the back post for a wide open runner. Oh, there was no one marking, and that was charging in at the back post. I believe that was Trevor Steele. Dangerous moment, though, as New Haven get caught out of the back, but it's cleared off the line. Trastulli getting on the line to clear the effort away. It comes to Rao, but his effort is over the bar. But boy, Lokoa Pay with a great opportunity to make it 2-0. Just couldn't get his feet sorted out and got it all wrong, but it's one of those moments, if you're the visitors, both of their chances coming from New Haven United, not able to clear it out of the back. And that'll be another warning sign to this group that's out there for Clydis Capillari. But again, with the opportunity for this club to get a lot of players some minutes, this is a chance also to really do a bit of analysis and understanding where a few of these players are and maybe where holes could be patched with the regular 11, not quite the first choice 11, because of course in summer soccer, pre-professional soccer, you're going to have a big roster to speak of in general, and that's why this friendly is actually really important to make sure guys get match fit. As Trastulli ambitious, but it's played into touch. And you look at what Clydis Capillari has done with this squad over the course of the season. He's got a pretty good core group to go to. A couple of guys unavailable recently with Knox, but you look at the back line, you have Agnaldo Germano, Jack Laura, Solomon Adu, Ben Fogarty, who have all played fairly regularly. Malik Sams also has been in the squad as well. That's the back line. None of those players are available in the squad tonight, though a number did come out to get some training before the match. And the midfield, Preston Alessio, Jason Price, who's in the squad, but he's mostly been coming off the bench. Reddenford Morgan, who has played 3 matches, he was pretty much day in, day out, a guy that would either start or be the first option off the bench in the midfield. Then you have the likes of your front runners of Ali Taleb and Guimera and McQuan Aldridge, Lucas Almeida. None of them are in there. Bermudez gets the start here tonight. He's pretty much leading the line for this New Haven group. So, yeah, mixing and matching and see really what works. That's the beauty of these mid-season friendlies. As Becerra, a great little reverse ball out to that wide flank for Johan. Tackled away, but Price will reset. Bermuda is coming off of a really good first season with Sacred Heart, by the way, 3 goals and a couple of assists, and good for him to get off the mark with New Haven a couple of weeks ago at American Soccer Club of New York. This ball into a pocket now for Iljazi. End line. Decent defending, though, from Caden Collins, it has to be said, and he's able to clear it away. And that's going to be brought back for a foul, but on New Haven. And looking around there was Becerra because he got pushed down to the floor. In fact, Patrick Violette, our lead official this evening, saying that he came through a little bit early, and that's why we go the other way. 15th minute of action here from Kathy Zolad Stadium. Just the 1 goal in it thus far. That is for Hartford City. Lorcan Mitchell in the 5th minute, capitalizing after the hosts weren't able to completely clear their lines, and a slotted finish past the dive to the keeper's right. And now the visitors will break with Goodhines, and again able to pick apart that big switch to Trevor Rao. There are two in the box to aim for. His cross is cut down. This will be a throw. And new balls, please, as that one is sent into the parking lot. But it's going to be a corner to come. You feel unlucky for whoever's got to go chase that ball down. Is the way that one is rolling, it's actually got a break right there. It's settled. Oh, that's fortunate. Otherwise, I've seen some of those here at Kathy Zolad Stadium that would go nearly into a different part of the greater New Haven area. It'll be Hamzawi to take it short. This is with Rao, but a very heavy touch and a good reaction from New Haven to clear it away. Not conceding another corner as well. It'll just be a throw over by the corner. That's where the Hartford City traveling section is of supporters. That was not kept on despite the look from Trastoli, and that's not a look that you want to be on the end of, but the Italian was not able to keep it on. He's also another player that has ties to the University of New Haven. Played 20 matches here with a goal back in 2024 after playing at both Bethany Lutheran and then Felician, another Division II program for a couple of years. That's a foul inside the box. Good defense there by Trastuli. Able to shield that back towards Christensen. A chance now for the Darien, Connecticut native to get everybody up the field. Christensen, who is part of the goalkeeping room at Colgate last fall in his first season. Didn't see the field, but someone that attended Greenwich Country Day and also played overseas as well for a period of time. Oh, it's a poor giveaway and a good step now from Pay. Gets it out wide to the goal scorer Mitchell. The cross was blocked down by Trastuli. That's now the third time here in the 17 minutes that have been played that New Haven have been caught by trying to play out of the back. And Hibero trying to make that run to the channel, but instead it goes short. Vicencio has it deflected away. Andres Becerra will take the throw. And this evening's match wouldn't be possible without the partnership of United Way of Greater New Haven. You can check out the socials for New Haven United to see more information about the partnership that these three organizations are playing with this program. But if you want to learn more about what United Way of Greater New Haven is doing, that's www.uwgnh.org. And we value and appreciate their support of getting out here on a Wednesday night and supporting local soccer in the state of Connecticut. As Hibero getting dispossessed, and Rao will now switch the point of attack. Decent little spell of possession for the visitors after Hibero got tackled off the ball. Big switch once again is on here for Rao. Hartford City have made it a point to attack down this right channels. This is hit to the back post. Goodhines gets up, but easy take for Christensen. But it's a few times now that Andres Becerra has been really attacked down the New Haven left side of the defense, also with Via Vicencio operating in this area. Meanwhile, the hosts still very much being patient with their possession and probing as Smith Halloran gets tackled off the ball. Pay. Rao keeping it short. This is really nice stuff here from the visitors. Now with Caden Collins. And Hamzawi, who looks like he just loves to put in a shift of 90 minutes of basically being that metronome in the middle of the park. New Haven are asking for offside. They will get it. Good communication on the far side of the field. with Ty Haley leading that line. He and Jason Price, a couple of youngsters who are actually part of the first squad that New Haven United put together in their debut match last season. Been in and out of the squad. Well, Jason's been a regular off the bench for Coach Capillari as he continues to build his young but very solid profile in this sport. A heavy touch from Ribeiro. And again, possession conceded to Hartford City. Strong tackle by Price. And Kawan gets in there as well. Can Halloran make this? He cannot. They'll be out for a throw on the far side. Good to see Smith Halloran getting a run out here. The Fairfield, Connecticut native. Completed his redshirt freshman season down at JMU. And interestingly enough, a player on this New Haven roster that does have a tie to Hartford City as he played for that squad last year. As Morgan does ever so well, tackled off the ball. Renford, an absolute tower in the midfield at over 6.5 feet. And someone that did a lot of the dirty work for this New Haven squad last year. Just ever present, tackling. Not afraid to get forward as well. He hasn't been given the chance to do so here tonight as Bermudez was tracked really deep. This ball over the top. Not a bad idea. Price is never going to get there down the channel. 22nd minute of action now. Again, the lone tally coming from Lorcan Mitchell for Hartford City in the 5th minute. Good strength being shown by via Vicencio. And then he gets clipped, but after the fact that he put the ball into touch. Referee telling players to take the throw exactly where it went out. No, we're not going to have that countdown system that we've been seeing in the Men's World Cup where you only just have the 5 seconds to put the ball back into play. But we did actually have that in the last home match against Santa Cruz, which is, for me, one of the first times that I've seen it been used at this level. Price does well to work his way out of that, but then stumbles over the ball, and a chance out here for the visitors to break. As Goodhines into the area, it's a tackle, then a well-timed one from Trastulli. And now the ref will bring this back for a foul as Mitchell clips Gianluca. And it was actually Trevor Steele was the one that made that run into the penalty area. And again, New Haven have been caught a fair few times now here in this first half. It's a credit to what Hartford City have done in the attacking third. There's a direct ball over the top looking for El Jazzy. He wins it, and he'll be out for a throw. And you can see down below the brain trust for New Haven United with Claudice Capillari in the middle, Facundo Talin off to his right, and Mark Jourdain, who used to play both here at the University of New Haven and for New Haven United last year, to his left. Ribeiro. And that hit the referee. I think actually is going to be a break there for the hosts because that pass is likely going to be taken by Hamzawi. And Bermudez will just go with Morgan. Haley. That's a decent pick out to Halloran. Tied a long way to get over there, but he's able to make it. Difficult one for Price to bring down. As Stillman will get it out wide. Now once again with Hamzawi. Nico ahead, hit to pay. Good recovery though by Trastulli, able to win that back. Seemed literally all over the field here in this first 24 minutes. And doing a job at center back today alongside Andres Becerra. Becerra, the Iona Gale, playing out of the Metro, which, boy, is that going to take a hot second for me to remind myself over and over again after the decade or so of calling it the MAC. Well, that's a good little interplay here in this near side. Rao trying to go first time, but Haley does well to recover. And composure with himself facing a goal there. A little back heel away. Cleared out safely. But you can definitely see that there's a bit of a connection right now with this Hartford City team. Again, only played a handful of matches as a independent team in this 2026 season. But the understanding spatially and who's making those runs in behind and into the channels have been there. There's Morgan. That's really good from him. It's back to Christensen and safety first. Good win, though, by Caden Collins. Becerra able to hold his man off, and it'll be a throw. 26th minute of action here from Cathy Zolad Stadium. It's the first of two consecutive matches that New Haven United will play. This being a friendly, and then on Saturday it'll be against Osners FC, a rematch of the opening contest of the season for New Haven United, as the squad went down to Queens College, a Division II program out in, yep, you guessed it right, the borough of Queens, and won by 2-1, where Guy Mera and Jack Laura scored the goals. Haley with a good touch as well, and a chance for him to pick apart a pass, and it's a great one to Halloran Smith, able to get there now. He's got Haley with him. Ty. It's a good decision to switch. We have Asensio now. Becerra. The hosts will hold. That could be a really important match, especially because there's other NPSL North Atlantic Conference matches going on as we speak. 2 matches in progress. We'll check in at the second half and see how things are going over there. But one of those is being the New York Shockers, who does lead this conference as an offside gets called on Smith Halloran. And those two teams, well, that being New Haven United and the Shockers, scheduled to meet not too long from now, which could ultimately decide the team that gets straight through to the conference final. It was announced by the NPSL League office a little over a week ago, the playoff format for the 8 conferences. It'll actually be the North Atlantic Conference, the only scheduled conference to just have a 3-team tournament. The other 7, well, we don't know the West Coast, the Golden Gate Conference, what they're going to be doing. In the past, it's just been the number 1, the number 2 seed that plays in the final. That's a late one there. And while this being a friendly, that was most certainly not a friendly tackle on the opposite side of the field. And the referee is going to have, well, first to make sure that Price is okay. There's a stern talking to Trevor Steele, but again, the unlikeliness that we're going to be seeing an official be booking anybody unless serious foul play. It's going to be the talking to. But yeah, back to the playoffs. So the 1 seed will get straight through to the conference final, which basically becomes almost a round of 16 for the national term, as Bermudez with the interception. Morgan able to control Renford. Morgan just wide. Well, early in this match, it was New Haven who had some difficult breaking out of the back. Now this time it's Hartford City. And Renford Morgan, after the great interception by Bermudez, not able to curl inside the far post. That's the best chance that the hosts have had here in this first half. And they have had their moments being on top of possession. Oh, that switch was most certainly on for Becerra as Halloran in an acres of space. But yeah, if you don't get that first seed in the conference playoffs, then you have to play 2 matches to hoist the trophy. The flag once again comes up on Smith Halloran. This might be one of those for Claudius Capillari at halftime. He'll have a word with his winger and say, you got to make sure you read it off the back shoulder of that left back. But if you finish second, you'll host the number 3 seed in the North Atlantic Conference semifinals on that Wednesday. It's the second Wednesday of the month. That would be the 8th. And then the one-off final would be 3 days later on that Saturday. And then pretty simple, with the 8 conference champions, a quarterfinal, a semifinal, and a final to win the national championship. Which will have no defending team as Hickory FC, who won the league title last now in USL League 2. But the Burrito Boys of El Farolito are still here, and likely they're going to be looking to take back what was lost, as they were the defending champions from a couple of years ago. Of course, that program that so many fans know in U.S. soccer circles, with their almost seemingly now annual run into the U.S. Open Cup, and a deep run at that. That pass from Ribeiro intercepted. It seems that the team to beat this year right now in the league would be the Jackson Lions out of the Keystone Conference. Unblemished record through their 7 matches. And again, when you get later and later in the competition in the knockout phase of the postseason, it becomes the best points per game in the regular season. So if you go 10-0, if you keep winning, you guarantee to keep playing every game on your home facility. That ball tackled away by Stillman will be a throw in front of us. Have absolutely nobody even thinking about warming up from either team at the moment. Again, to my understanding, it was being discussed between the coaches of how the substitutions would go for both teams, whether it would be roll on, roll off, or it would just be the one-off system. Hartford City, they've got themselves 7 field player subs. My understanding is New Haven, they had 6. 1 may or may not of those be available. A good step by Haley, who, say this, in a position that I'm not quite sure if that's his preferred position or his regular position, but he's done well at center back. And he looks the part, too. Pretty fearless in the air. He's not afraid to win a tackle, but he can also, and that's kind of the way that, you know, academy and club soccer is. You have to be comfortable with playing out of the back. He can do pretty much everything, as that's a foul on the visitors. And Renford Morgan wanted to take the free kick quickly, but the officials said, well, that's not the spot. And Renford would protest, saying, well, a Hartford City player moved it up about 10 yards and didn't walk away. Now we get moving. And I'm looking down to my right, and I do see one Hartford City player get going. That's Nate Betcher, a longtime member of Hartford City FC. He's been there through the good days. This Hartford City team won a couple of North Atlantic Conference titles in 21 and 23. They've been to 5 when they were in the NPSL Conference Finals, including in their first season in 2017. That's a foul. And now in an area where this, again, is interesting. I talked about it earlier with the first corner kick for New Haven United, where, you know, with kind of a blend of first-team players and guys who haven't seen a lot of action, how much time would this group have gone at least together of set pieces? We are going to find out here. Also something to note as well, the sun is going to be in the eyes a little bit of Ballister and goal. Not as bad as it would be, say, in the fall season. But Haley and Iljazi stepping over. It is Denny to hit it, and the less to be said about that, the better. Coming up on 10 minutes to go in what has been a fairly free-flowing first half. The lone goal coming in the 5th minute from Lorcan Mitchell. Got a good strong win in the air by Trastulli. Tell you this as well, not minding this partnership of Haley and Trastulli. There's Haley right there, once again stepping up nicely, and he gets fouled in the process. And then Trastulli, there seems to be a really good understanding between those two. And that has to give Coach Capillari a little bit of confidence, knowing that, okay, if there's an unavailability to the likes of Agnaldo Hermana or a Jack Laura, that you've got depth in that position. So Jazzy looking to knock one around the corner. It's going to be out for a throw. This should be for New Haven, and it is. As below us, the aforementioned Nate Betcher getting some instructions, as is Troy Miller. Price clipping this over the top. Not a bad area for Eljazi, but just couldn't direct it on goal. That's not a bad area from Jason Price, just putting it into a place where only Denny could get it. And here comes the changes now. It'll be, again, Betcher and Miller on. They'll be taking off Goodhines. And the number 9 in Lorcan Mitchell, the goal scorer. John Luca does actually really well to try to get that ball forward. Tricky hop, but knocks off of his own man, and quickly now Hartford City into the attack here. Inside the final 10 minutes to play in this first half, with the goal scorer Lorcan Mitchell just getting subbed off. There is Stillman. Now Caden Collins. Hamzawi nearly getting stood up by Villavicencio. We'll go back now with Nick Armour. Steele ends up earning a corner for his team. And here's Nate Betcher to go over and take it, the former University of Hartford product, who has been with this club for a long time. Pretty much ever since that he has been here with this team, he has been, well, when they're in the NPSL, to a conference final or a regional semifinal. Near post ball flicked on, and Haley composed to clear it away, but not out of danger. Hamzawi took a deflection, but right to Christensen. Well, credit Ty Haley for the composure that he had to try and play to feet. I don't think his own teammates were ready for that ball out. Hibero stopped his run, so this will just go straight out for a goal kick. And Julian Ballister has had absolutely nothing to do in goal in the sense of facing shots on target, but New Haven have had a couple of shot attempts in this first half. Free kick sent over by Eljazi. Renford Morgan, arguably the close of the bunch, try to curl one from the edge of the box and just miss in the far post. And then Eljazi, just a few moments ago, nearly latching onto a ball over the top from Jason Price, but no saves for him to make. Meanwhile, Mason Christensen has had to parry a couple. Tell you what, that's fairly decent technique. That's going to work out from Stillman. That's headed back to the keeper. Well, if you got that much time and space to tee one up and leather it to the opposite part of the field, why not? Hibero. That'll be a throw for Hartford City. That's good from the referee, just saying, right, come on, who are you kidding? Take that throw back at the midway line is now Hibero. A good shot from Villavicencio, and that ball nearly gets through. Bermudez trying to press. Haven't seen a lot of this here from New Haven in this matchup. And again, with a lot of changes from what would the usual 11 be, might not have that familiarity of who goes, who sits on counter press. Trastulli gets caught. Troy Miller, he gets tackled off the ball. But it'll be a corner to come. It's really his first action since coming on the field a few moments ago. It's in the 39th minute. It'll be a chance now for the visitors. Again, got their opener in the 5th minute from Lorcan Mitchell. Hamzawi will take. Good to note that that ball that was hit into the parking lot has since been recovered. Near post header off the crossbar. And the rebound goes into the side netting. But boy, that was a real opportunity for Steele as he rose well. And not for the first time here in this half, Hartford City put one off the crossbar. And again, there was not much that Christensen looked like he could do about it as he was backpedaling. And can speak about it as someone who played the position, albeit not to a very high standard, but as a goalkeeper, that's the last thing that you want. Is you think you get your angles and lines right, and that ball just loops over your head, and you are hoping that ball hits the iron. As Betcher now finds a pass with Rao, well recovered by Villavicencio, and it'll be a throw for New Haven. As I peer out of my window here to try and get a look, someone's streaming the match in front of us. Oh, okay, thank you. Panama and Ghana 0-0. That was just me being comical to myself, really, because ultimately in commentating, you just talk to yourself for 45 minutes and you hope you get a response from somebody. Even if it's out in the first row, you'll take it. Haley. Now with Price. Again, those two have been kind of the standouts for me in this first half. Trastulli has had his moments, as has this man right here in Renford Morgan. Little 1-2 now. Becerra. Unfortunately for Juan Hibero, it has not been the half that he would like. He's had a couple of moments to attack or to carry with the ball. Hibero, though, has been a fairly regular player coming off the bench for New Haven United this season. So I think for him, this is more a bit of a run out here to keep sharp. It'd also be really interesting as well for that match coming up in the weekend. My understanding is that Osners FC, which will be the opponent for New Haven, have a couple of teams. And one of those are playing in the UPSL. That's, for those unfamiliar, it's another spring to summer or fall to spring type league. More on that in a second here, as Bermudez has gotten in behind. It'll be a corner to come now for New Haven. But yeah, Osners is playing in a fairly high important playoff match in the UPSL this weekend. So I'm going to be really fascinated to see what type of squad Osners has. Again, they have multiple teams, so they have a big pool to choose from. So you figure for New Haven, they're going to be, these players are here chomping at the bit to try and impress and get into the 20 on the weekend. As with under 3 minutes to go here in this first half, it will be a corner taken by Becerra. There's plenty in the box to aim for. Not a bad area looking for Johnson, but the header goes wide. That was Trastulli making that back post run, not able to direct it on goal. I thought from original that was intended for Denny Eljazi, but he just didn't get his timing right. Didn't matter. Trastulli met it perfectly. You could say this for Julian Ballister and the Hartford City defense. When New Haven have gotten forward, they have looked dangerous. Just hasn't been all that many opportunities. A bit of a miscommunication in the back. Doesn't hurt New Haven, though. Hamzawi gets dispossessed. A little reverse ball gets cut out. Becerra is trying to spring a couple of players. And this will go home now with Christensen. As you see on the scoreboard, about 90 seconds left to go in this half. I'm not going to imagine we're going to be playing any stoppage time. And speaking with our official before the match, he said likely this is just going to be played out unless there's something serious that does happen. I do notice off to my left that a number of New Haven United players are starting to get warm, so I'd imagine as scheduled it'll be wholesale changes. Price. Not a bad area for Bermudez to chase down. He's got a man in there, and Eljazi crosses cut down. It's going to be a foul as Bermudez came through the defender. Will Stillman does ever so well to shield that. Probably would have been a corner if that just goes straight out, but instead it'll be just a free kick right over by the corner flag with only just a few seconds left to go here in this first half. Again, can't imagine that there's going to be a whole lot of stoppage time, if any, added at all. I think we're probably just going to be playing one extra minute here. I think I heard from the official. Ibero. That's not a bad idea, actually, for Eljazi to try and chase this down, but Colin Wright recovers it well. Armour. Renford overran that. Maybe one last opportunity now for the visitors to break with Rao. Been influential at times with a good tackle from Villavicencio. Tell you what, this day and age, you have to get that right. Otherwise, you're going to be booked for leaving the feet like that in a sliding challenge. This might be the last go of it here as we're now into the second minute of stoppage time. This has to come here for Caden Collins. This ball clipped in to the back post. A header that's held by Christensen. And that's going to do it for this first half. Hartford City FC take a 1-0 lead into halftime by way of Lorcan Mitchell. A goal in the 5th minute in this friendly match between Hartford City and New Haven United. We'll step aside at halftime. Be back in about 15 minutes as you're watching a friendly match here on the New Haven United FC YouTube page. Hello, everybody. Welcome back here to Kathy Zolad Stadium on the campus of the University of New Haven for this friendly match between New Haven United and Hartford City, which is partnered in part by United Way of Greater New Haven, bringing purpose to this sport and playing for more than just 3 points. JJ Duke here with you. Thanks again for spending your evening here with us. It's been a good match thus far where both teams are kind of very much feeling each other out in the way that they wanted to play, with this New Haven team bearing a bit of a makeshift roster. Again, Claudius Capillari using this as an opportunity to change some things up. I also realize we might have to turn the lights on at some point here as well. Claudius Capillari making a number of changes to what his usual first choice 11 would be, getting everyone a little bit of a run out. And when New Haven tried to build out of the back, a mistake that was capitalized, and Lorcan Mitchell with the goal in the 5th minute. New Haven started to build a little bit as the half wore on. No changes in terms of the score. So Hartford City in this a bit of a rematch of what was last year's North Atlantic Conference Championship game, with now Hartford City being an independent team for 2026, trying to get one back over their, dare I say, I-91 rivals? Just about. I mean, you have to go a couple exits on 95 to get here to the campus of the University of New Haven. As both teams going over some adjustments and final instructions, we will expect wholesale changes from both teams. So as we identify players, we will bring them out to you. Do expect one change in goal. J.J. Takic will now go in between the sticks for New Haven. He actually started the first match of the season for the club and got that 2-1 victory over Osners. Then it's been mostly Christian Rodriguez, with Garrett Smith also being involved as well. As Hartford City's been out on the field for quite some time, and now New Haven get bodies out there. And yeah, I see a few new faces out there. David Rosen, who's been with this club now for both seasons, he trots out there. TJ Anderson wearing 13, talented young prospect getting a go. And also Ryder Mills, now his second season with the club. He is out there wearing the number 30, and he will get us back underway. As it's going to be New Haven United in the blue jerseys, shooting from left to right on your screen. And here we go, just looking across here for Hartford City in terms of changes. I think one at this near left back position, that would be Boston Childers. We didn't get a number for him before the match, so that would confirm that is him. Colin Wright has now moved to the center back position from his outside back position, as an early offside gets called on New Haven. Looking across up front for the visitors, see Betcher still there. Troy Miller, who also came on as a first half sub with Betcher out. Yeah, so pretty much just the one change. Though actually, no, check that the goalkeeper, Ben Volmicki, is now in between the sticks. So both teams bringing two keepers, and everyone getting 45 minutes of action. This ball pinged over the top, and missing his jump there was David Rosen. Betcher now out wide with Lokoa Pei. A couple of players to aim for inside the area. It's Betcher, and the first time it's off the bar, and it stayed out. Betcher looking around to the assistant saying, did that ball cross the line? But that's now both times early on in each half where Hartford City hit the bar. Now here is Smith Halloran into the area, but that's gobbled up. But boy, an early warning shot from Hartford City inside the first 90 seconds of this second half. That's now actually the third crossbar that the visitors have struck here in this contest. And that was a clean strike from the former University of Hartford Hawk. Someone that's been there for a couple of goals, season in, season out for HCFC. Great strength by Anderson. Tries to nutmeg the defender. That's knocked out. Yeah, I was speaking with Coach Claudius Capillari about this young man, TJ. Plays for CT United MLS Next, a Fairfield, Connecticut native. Told me he's got super high potential and someone that's just really techie on the ball. Getting a little taste of men's football here on this Wednesday evening as Rosen trying to get around Childers. And it'll be another ball put in a touch. In fact, actually, it's going to go out for a corner. So after Hartford City struck the crossbar in the first few seconds of this second half, now a chance here for New Haven United to try and peg one back. It's going to be Andres Becerra to swing this in. New Haven had a couple of set-piece opportunities in the first half. None of them really worked out in their favor until the last one where Denny El-Jazzy got his head to it. This is hit to the back post for Ryder Mills, the late runner into the box, but the header is wide. So that's the last two corners now for New Haven that they've been able to get to something. Good to see Ryder back in the squad, a player who featured fairly regularly last year for New Haven United, the Westchester, Ohio product and former FC Cincinnati Academy player. Played in 5 matches, including getting a couple of goals against Hartford City last year. No, excuse me, check that. It was against the American Soccer Club of New York. That's where he scored, but he had a brace in one of the matches. This ball switched nicely here to this near side. Childers now. The Garmer and Colin Wright. It's a really nice move as Pay gets it out wide. Probably the best team move of the match for both squads thus far. But Jason Price able to knock that away. It's Betcher on the strike and smartly held. First action for J.J. Takic, and he comes up with a save. That's a couple of times now for Betcher in this second half, where he's been able to get onto one. As Takic goes long and a strong leap from Halloran as well, but no one was making that run, and you could see Smith kind of telling the substitute Mills that he has to go and attack it. And Takic, a Malloy player, Division II product from a school out in Long Island, is a native of Ellington, Connecticut, is Takic. Former Hartford Athletic Academy player as well. Of course, Claudius Capillari was a longtime youth coach, so able to bring through a lot of players into this team. Nice little interchange here and a chance, but a shot that was blocked once again by Jason Price. It's a late whistle from the referee. But Troy Miller got on the end of one. And if it wasn't for Jason Price getting his body on the line, could have been 2, but that's now 3 good chances for Hartford City in this first 6 minutes of the second half to make something of it. Again, for New Haven United, this is their first of 2 in the week at home. They will take on Osners FC at 7 p.m., which you can, of course, watch right here on the New Haven United FC YouTube channel. Back to league play, where New Haven are currently sitting second with 4 wins, a loss, and a draw. 5 wins, a loss, and a draw. With only matches against Osners and the Shockers, and then AC Newport on July the 1st to finish this season. Did mention that there are a couple of games going on in NPSL North Atlantic Conference action. Those games would be the Shockers hosting AC Newport right now, as well as American Soccer Club of New York hosting Osners. Go through the rest of the night. I'll try and check in on
where those games are. They should both be in the second half as Rosen's ball cut out. Miller now able to reverse that into an area. Paid as well to wriggle out of that tackle. And that ball kept on by Miller. So 1-1 between the Shockers and Newport. That's interesting at halftime. Newport still looking. They have a draw on the season, but nothing beyond that. They do have a number of matches in hand, however, on everybody else. So there's a possibility for them to make a little bit of a late surge. That's good from Ryder Mills. And able to nutmeg a defender as well. Slots that across. This is Anderson. Now back with Ribeiro, a shot that was blocked. And boy, that had some venom behind it. Stays on here for Bermudez, but it's tackled. And a chance out for the visitors to break. Nick Armour carrying forward. He's got two willing runners. Betcher with the back heel nearly came off. But Trevor Steele now is forward. Still stays on. Now New Haven getting bodies behind the ball. So also confirmation, American Soccer Club of New York and Osners are 0-0 at halftime. So really, as you were in terms of the standings in the conference, though, the Shockers result is, well, pardon the absolutely horrible pun, but shocking to say the least. With, again, the Shockers with just the one blemish that came against New Haven back in the home opener. That was by 4-3 on May the 17th. But they're almost unbeatable at home up at the Afram Sports Park. And with AC Newport 1 point from their first 4 matches, they're going to be playing a bunch of 2 games in 1 week set up to finish off this season. And then Osners trying to pick up a point at American Soccer Club. That would be the most surprising. A strong tackle from Rosen. These Osners have a -11 goal difference in American Soccer Club. With a loss, that would actually drop them out of the postseason position. New Haven not able to clear their lines, but a good save from Takic. He had to be brave in that situation. And he was able to get off his line really well and block that effort. A little interplay is Miller once again was the man that was lurking in the area and eventually got played through on goal. But a corner now for Hartford City. Again, the Lorcan-Mitchell goal in the 5th minute, the difference thus far. Near post ball, flicked all the way through, and a good tackle from Smith-Halloran. It'll be another corner to come despite the protests from the New Haven players. Now we'll switch sides and do it from the other side of the field. So I see a couple other New Haven subs starting to go through their paces of Finn Donald and Kieran Assist. Good area, and the header goes in. Troy Miller leapt in, was able to meet it perfectly, and he doubles the visitors' lead in the 57th minute.
Hartford City FC goal in the 57th minute, scored by number 14, Troy Miller.
It's exactly the type of ball that you want off of a set piece. Just put it into an area, and Miller, who has been active here to start the second half, was a willing runner and was able to knock it in. And set pieces are always going to come back to help you. As now Pierce Lopez is going to be summoned over the coach's area for Hartford City. Meanwhile, New Haven will counter with a couple of changes as well. And certainly J.J. Takic has been living a pretty busy life in between the posts for the hosts in the first 12 minutes that he's been on the field. This ball clipped into an area, and Ryder Mills is going to get onto it. Mills now back with Anderson. One thing that we can say for New Haven is every time that they've conceded, they've responded really well. Holding a long stretch of possession after giving up that first goal in the 5th minute. Trying to look for more of the same here. This ball clipped into an area, and the header goes in! Smith Halloran with the immediate response. Just under 2 minutes after scoring the goal, and New Haven United are on the board. But the attention right now is to the down Smith Halloran, as he landed rather awkwardly. But good to see him at least get back to a seated position, as he had to be brave in that situation with Ben Volmicki coming off of his line. And credit to him for checking on the man to make sure he's okay. Well, Smith Halloran, again, he was able to hunt down that ball in the air and does ever so well. Now both teams are going to make changes here, as Finn Donald, Kieran Vasist, both coming on, as well as Josh Jimenez. And good to see Smith right back to his feet.
Goal scored for New Haven United FC in the 58th minute, scored by number 21, Smith Halloran.
And with that, he's also going to exit the field as well. And good sign of sportsmanship there by Andy Parker, the head coach of Hartford City, making sure that the goal scorer, the injured goal scorer, is okay. And brave, to say the least, to go straight to goal from that area. So game very much back on here, and they always say in the sport that you are very vulnerable after scoring a goal, and well, New Haven certainly proving of that right there. And it's just a really well-floated ball hit to the back post, and that's just an instinctual play there from Halloran to rise and win the header. Now you can see Ryder Mills asking for a few players to come and join on a little bit of a press here. Miller not able to link up with a teammate. Do see Pierce Lopez, who checked on after the goal was scored. He wears the number 21 jersey. Don't see any other changes from the visitors, so just the one. The three that I mentioned, with the three youngsters of 16, Josh Jimenez, 20, Finn Donald, and number 2, Kieran Vasist. Jimenez, another really talented young player as well. Jimenez, the Guatemalan youth national team selection, and someone that's played through the age groups. And getting a little bit of a run out for Coach Capillari. This was also a game that he kind of circled to see, okay, so a couple of young players potentially could be future players on the first team. Give them a chance to have a run out against adult players, which there's always a big gap between the age groups, and then playing against college players or former college players, or at this level sometimes an NPSL ex-pros. I would say one's for the future. That's a late one there from Josh. Pay playing through the lines for Betcher. Ball ended up nicking right off of a New Haven player, and now the host trying to break through here with Josh Jimenez. Now Rosen a chance to carry forward. Back for his second year with this club. Becerra. Oh, and Jans Alarcon also getting his first action. Another player in his second season with this club, as that ball might actually work out, hit off the back of Caden Collins. Good chasing there from New Haven. Looks like now New Haven are just going to go with 2 up front, and your ever so classic 4-4-2 with just Anderson and Mills up top. There's Renford Morgan, who drops into center back after Jason Price moves to the right side of the 2. Alarcon will drop in on the left. Now a chance here for Price to carry, and he hits into the channel for Mills. Ryder nearly got there. Colin Wright giving him a couple of cold shoulders, forcing him out. Max Wheeler now getting some final instructions. He'll come on for the final 25 minutes for Hartford City. Pay now with Collins. That's a dangerous ball that Bermudez nearly gets to, but now Childers a chance to carry forward, but Morgan will recover. And so goals in quick succession. Troy Miller doubled Hartford City's lead in the 57th minute. Then Smith Haller, and about a minute later, rises up to head home across to make it 2-1. There's more changes getting prepared. Let's see, 4 getting ready to come on for Hartford City, and naturally there's a number 10, and what number was not given to me in the roster? A number 10. So that helps. But we can tell you Makai Badeau, as well as Max Wheeler, and Jaden Daigle all getting ready to come on. Oh, wow. So how about this from Patrick Violette? He's going to be calling off the players. He's given the old 10 count. So 4 changes, and now can be told that Colin Wright, who was given to us prior to the game as wearing jersey number 2, is actually just checked in up front as wearing number 10. And here is Wright quickly in possession. That ball headed back, though. Well read by Rosen. That's the beauty of a friendly match, where sometimes if you go overseas and you have these preseason matches or friendly matches, you sometimes just get trialist A and trialist B. And sometimes that's just a lot easier to go than having people up next to me trying to figure out who's who. But also, I was told that Hartford City did have a number of players that were stuck in traffic. Okay, that would check out. So we got a Colin, but it was Colin Martin that was listed as number 2. Okay, so I'll give a little bit of the benefit of the doubt. You have multiple Collins. Guess that kind of works. Thank you for that. There was supposedly a bit of a bad accident on 91 coming on down here, and traffic as well, and a bunch of Hartford City players a little bit delayed getting down as the offside flag comes up. But again, with this just being a friendly match and you had the 11 to choose from, you just chose your 11, and so be it. And you hear Patrick Violette, their lead referee, continuing to say, we're going to continue to add time here with any delays, and with this being a friendly match. Weren't imagining much stoppage time We got 1 minute in the first half, and probably the likelihood is with the referee already counting down for players to get off the field, because the rule that you have in the World Cup right now is you have 10 seconds to exit the field once your name gets called. A little more tricky here in this situation where we don't have a fourth official to help things out, but man in the middle has done the job. Kept the game moving, no cards, which is always appreciated. That's a really good run. Ball hit into the channel. Rosen able to keep that on. Well recovered by Caden Collins. And now Lopez, dangerous ball that nearly was gotten to by Becerra. But a header back from Bermuda is not a good one, and a chance here for Wright to get through. They had a couple of goals in their last match against Boston Bolts. A well-defended lookout. Oh my goodness. Thankfully nobody was hurt in that one, because Jason Price defended, but there was no netting behind the goal, and now those guys are having a bit of a conversation. Renford Morgan stepping in. That is the one thing that you have here at the Cathy's OLED Stadium. There are some very tight quarters in some of the areas, especially across the entirety of the far touchline. For Mr. Wright, who took an awkward tumble in between what was, in essence, the end of the netting and where a bit of rocks are. That's not a fun fall. It looks like he's okay. But no doubt he and Jason will not be exchanging greeting cards after this one, as now Wright gives Price a bit of a cold shoulder. Knocks really each other to the ground. The referee is not going to have any of this. Renford Morgan now is going to talk to the official. And still Wright and Price are going at it. Now this actually becomes a question here, especially for New Haven, if this is a roll-on, roll-off sub type of a match with Jason, who started this game and has done ever so well. Maybe you get him out of this game just to break any flow. Again, that was one of those where you just had two. We were able to see it perfectly down here. Not sure if you guys got it on the stream, but they just basically collided right into each other. But Wright kind of came through the back still after what happened previously. And it's one of those where if that defensive moment from Jason Price was maybe about 3 more feet to the left, player just runs into the netting and there's no problem. Just the way that the facility is constructed. Yep, you're good. Again, our referee is having a long conversation with the AR on the far side of the field. And this is one of those, the last thing that you want in a friendly is to have to dole out cards or potentially have to send off players. And this is an altercation between Hartford City's Colin Wright and New Haven United's Jason Price that was stemming from an earlier tackle. Now there's some afters between Claudius Capillari and either the assistant or the referee. I guess we're trying to still determine who actually has the ball. New Haven had the ball in that situation before the whistle came. And now a ball's just been punted away. This is sadly, over the course of the way that this game has gone, this is not in the spirit of the competition. And in fact, it's going to be now a free kick here for Hartford City. And now Colin Wright was supposed to be getting subbed off. He's now been put back onto the field. It does look like New Haven have taken Jason Price off. And Ryder Mills nips in with a good tackle, and now that looked like a really good tackle from up here. And now Hartford City will make the change to have Colin Wright come off, as Troy Miller will go back on, so this does confirm the question of roll-on, roll-off subs. I'm sad to say, in what was a friendly that was going to a really good flavor over the course of the first 68 minutes of this match, and all of a sudden a moment of defending then turns into an altercation. We hope to continue playing to the flavor that we started this one, as a dangerous pass that Morgan's able to clear it away to safety. Again, your score is still 2-1 here, 17 minutes left to go of normal time. We now have to imagine there's going to be at least 5 minutes of stoppage time being added on. One for the altercation, then also the Smith-Halloran goal for New Haven, where he had to be treated and then ultimately subbed off after scoring. Landed awkwardly. Now the visitors are looking to break down the right. Good tackle, though, from Renford. And played a couple of positions here this evening and has done the job. That's headed back and safely got it back to Takic. Also, while we have a moment, we just want to take a moment to show our appreciation to the New Haven United FC sponsors and partners for the 2026 season. Again, this match played in part with the United Way of Greater New Haven. Make sure to check them out at www.uwgnh.org. The season also not be possible without our partners of Torco, one of the region's leading distributors of plumbing, HVAC, kitchen, bath, and industrial products, serving contractors, builders, and homeowners throughout the Northeast. Freudenming and Billings, helping students and families unlock academic success through personalized education support and learning solutions. To Advanced Endodontics of New Haven, providing advanced patient-focused dental and endodontic care to communities across New Haven. And finally, Frank Esposito and Sons, trusted providers of industrial, commercial, and residential cleaning services throughout the state of Connecticut. We are forever grateful for your support of this, the 2026 New Haven United FC season, as the squad will be back in action in league play on Saturday the 20th, a 7 p.m. start against Osners. Which again, we found out who are drawing with third place American Soccer Club down on Long Island. The New York Shockers at halftime 1-1 with AC Newport, a team that New Haven beat by 4 goals to 1 on Saturday. Good little exchanges. Jimenez will have a strike, but that one drifts wide of the mark. And we are again starting to see some of the roll-on, roll-off subs and players coming back onto the field as Daniel Jazzy comes back in for the hosts. And again, you're hearing the players that have to sprint off the field. As Colin Goodhines as well as Lorcan Mitchell come back onto the field. And Johan Bermudez checks off. This is going to be brought back. Another yellow card shown as well. I guess so. Referee's going to the pocket. Oh, good tackle by Mills and a chance here for the host to break. Good decision by Alarcon to check back. Bill Jazzy ended up hitting his own man in the process. But Mills, who started up front, is tracked back now to this right side. Jazzy. Mills trying to get there, as did Anderson, but Wheeler will go back, and that's not a bad area. It's asking a lot of Makai Badeau, but he's able to get there, and he's got a couple of runners with him. Early cross, though, into the right area, but that just had to be held onto for a couple of more seconds. Rosen will clear his lines, and not the worst idea in the world. Just one of those where, you take about maybe 2 more touches, allow your guys to get into the area, then swing it early, as New Haven didn't have bodies behind the ball. New Haven quick off the restart with Renford Morgan. Jimenez. He's looked bright since coming on the field, and not a bad area as well. Looking for Daniel Jazzy. Got Mills in the area to attack. Jimenez, chance to carry. Denny, still with Mills there. It's Jimenez with the delayed run. He got there, just didn't get the right connection. That was a good move from the hosts. Everybody for the hosts inside the attacking half of the field. A reverse ball just didn't come off for Anderson. Not a bad idea, though. It was Finn Donald that was also linking up with him. And now Mitchell scored the opener in the 5th minute. He gets knocked off the ball. The referee says play on. No real options forward here. New Haven will just reset out of the back. Anderson. That's good there. Rosen now. Mills. He gets shrugged off the ball. Good Hines does well in his tackling. Good pressure, though, from Anderson, nearly winning it off. Also joining was Jimenez. Now Rosen, a chance to carry forward, and he's got space and a man. But that pass that was intended for Becerra gets cut down. Donald. Jimenez wants it short. He'll get it. Has 2 in the box to aim for. How about that for a switch? Process it now. Little flick on is a good one. Here's Anderson with the effort, just over. Ooh, that was a chance there for New Haven. A really good spell of possession over the last couple of minutes. Turns out to be a decent look for TJ Anderson. Again, I could appreciate the referee trying to move things along a little bit with counting down and counting up, but you got a player here for Hartford City in a friendly who's limping off the field. And then I guess the rule for the sub for New Haven, he was on the other side of the field. He could have exited there, but anyways, chance now for the visitors. Again, trying to look for that 3rd goal. Mitchell not able to link up. Badeau is there short. Good Hines. Not a bad ball, but it's cut out, and Renford Morgan able to pick apart a pass to Ryder Mills, and now New Haven can break. Anderson in space. Busting a gut is David Villavicencio, but he's not able to get there. It's not a bad idea. Eight minutes left to go of normal time. Then again, we're imagining that there's going to be the better part of 4 or 5 minutes, probably the likelihood of at least 5 of stoppage time. We had 2 long delays. Big switch from Alarcon gets there. Anderson. We had a check on Smith Halloran after he scored a goal. It landed awkwardly as New Haven will get a corner, and then a long review between the assistant and the referee on an altercation between New Haven's Jason Price and Hartford City's Colin Wright. The match didn't expect to have a lot of stoppage time. Yeah, we probably are going to have at least a few minutes. But a chance now here for New Haven to try and find the equalizer. Alarcon asking the referee to move that man back the 10 yards. Swung in, but easily taken by Volmicki. And he'll play quickly as well, and it's a decent throw out. Troy Miller, who right now is goal in the 57th minute. That's the winner in this game. But careless out of the back are Hartford City, and a chance now for Iljazi. He goes down. It's a penalty. New Haven United an opportunity here to try and level things with just about 5 minutes to go as Denny Iljazi goes down. The goalkeeper, Volmicki, not really pleased about that decision. But now Denny, the man that has had a few chances over the course of this contest, has come close, but now an opportunity to level things with just a few minutes left to go. Ben Volmicki, who hasn't had much to do for Hartford City in this second half, he'll try to keep his team in front. But it's Denny Iljazi, who played previously here at the University of New Haven, trying to enjoy one more goal at Kathy Zolad Stadium, which he does. With 5 minutes left to go in this one, New Haven United have drawn level through Denny Iljazi. New Haven United FC goal scored in the 85th minute by number 7, Denny Iljazi. Well, it's been a furious comeback here by New Haven, and also it's a credit to the counter-pressing as well from the hosts. There's a couple of times they were able to force Hartford City into areas on the field that they didn't really want to go to. But now a chance for the visitors and a shot from Miller that was blocked down. That's again the players that Clarice Capillari's brought on, these young players, and Josh Jimenez and TJ Anderson, they've been the ones that have been at the forefront here. Again, what is arguably one of their first matches in, quote, adult football. They've shown out well. Well, that's really nice from Jan Alarcon. Lost his man. And Jimenez find a ball. He cannot. It goes short. But now New Haven pegged back a little bit here. Makai Badeau looking for an outlet. Instead he tries his own luck. Deflects all the way out with Boston Childers. New Haven clear. And now all of a sudden, I love it. Doesn't matter if it's a league match with points or a friendly. All of a sudden, those competitive juices get going. That's a late one there. The referee not even acknowledging an advantage. And that's going to be a yellow card on Caden Collins for a very late tackle. Referee has issued a yellow card in the 87th minute to Hartford City FC's number 20, Caden Collins. So it'll be a free kick here for New Haven, again with just about 3.5 minutes of normal time. New Haven are committing a couple of players forward as Rosen will give a short option, but Alarcon's just going to ask for everyone to get into the area. Doesn't beat the first man, however. Childers trying to play out, and it'll be a foul on New Haven. But as I was saying, there's all of a sudden a lot of shouts of urgency coming from both head coaches. Yes, it is a friendly. Yes, it is a match where there's no points at stake, but don't tell me that either team wants to play in a contest and drop it, as now a Hartford City player is down. The athletic trainer is going to be asked out onto the field to attend to a player holding their head. And this is going to be likely adding more time here in this second half. And was imagining that probably it's going to be 5 minutes, but if this is a bit of a prolonged injury, we're probably looking at 7. But good to see the player get back at least to a standing position, and we'll have Trevor Steele come back onto the field. And that substitution will happen now with the head injury. That's the number 14 in Troy Miller, who's just come off. This ball hit over the top. Anderson might be able to get there. He does. Good strength as well to shrug off Jaden Daigle. To the final minute of 90 we go. As New Haven are surging. Got the equalizer in the 85th minute from Denny Eljazi. That's a late one, but the referee says play. As Josh Jimenez going down. Tackled a bit late. I love it. Even some of the New Haven first-teamers who are not available tonight but came to train and watch, they're on the edge of the technical area. They want to see these players come through. As Eljazi gets dispossessed, it'll be a throw to come. Not too far from the corner flag. And only just a few seconds left to go here, and hopefully we'll get some sort of a look up from the official to say how much time we're going to have. As New Haven will reverse the point of attack. As we are now into stoppage time. This ball clipped in towards the penalty spot, goes all the way through, and Volmicki is able to take it. Oh, it's a dangerous ball back and a late one as well. And some afters as well as Eljazi getting to it with Volmicki. This is not what you want here over the course of this match, which for the first 65 minutes it was played to a really good flavor and a couple of late ones. Now Andy Parker, the head coach of Hartford City, has come out onto the field. There's a yellow card, I believe, that was given to Eljazi. Now Andy Parker has been sent back over to the technical area, and he's now been given a yellow card. The referees issued yellow cards in the second half stoppage time to New Haven United, number 7, Denny Eljazi, and to the Hartford City bench. And now the referee's still going at it with the Hartford City head coach. I mean, there was a yellow card that was given to a New Haven player. It was a very late tackle. Perfectly fine. And I can hear from downstairs the ideas from the head coach of Hartford City saying, just we have 22 players, let's get off the field and call it now. Now, we did have stoppage time in the first half, and this is where, again, for friendlies, you just end it at the 45 and 90, or do you play out the full? And it's very much going to be the latter here, as we're going to have a throw-in for Hartford City. We've not been given the amount of stoppage time we're going to have here, but we're in the third minute of it. Again, I expect if we're going to play the full timeouts, it has to be 7. Long throw into the box. Not a bad one. Save and held by Takic. Really well taken long throw from Hartford City. And interestingly enough, again, when you talk about the dimensions here at Cathy's OLED Stadium, there's kind of 2 points where you can take long throws and really being by each corner flag on this near side. And not a bad one from the visitors. And again, a break for Badeau on that right side. It's a really heavy touch. That's a late one as well, and that's going to be a card. And that's going to be on David Rosen.
The referee has issued a yellow card in second half stoppage time to New Haven United's number 18, David Rosen.
Now, in the 4th minute of second half stoppage time, it's going to be Colin Goodhines to step over this. And Hartford City are going to send everybody forward here. And why not? And again, it's a friendly. You might as well go for it. Goodhines clips this into the back post. The header is wide. And that's going to do it. So we play about 4 minutes of second half stoppage time here. And it's a 2-2 your final. Just hang on 1 second. I'll close things out in a moment. Just announce to the crowd very quickly.
Your final score here from Cathy's OLED Stadium, New Haven United FC 2, Hartford City FC 2. Fans, thank you so much for coming out for this evening's friendly match, which again partnered with United Way of Greater New Haven. Make sure to check out their table and visit their website at www.uwgnh.org. We'll hope to see you on Saturday evening when New Haven United get back into league play as they take on Osners FC. Kickoff time is scheduled for 7. Please drive home safely.
And so, again, your final score, 2-2 between New Haven United and Hartford City FC. The goals, Lorcan Mitchell in the 5th minute to make it 1-0 for Hartford City. Troy Miller got one in the 57th minute to make it 2 before Smith Halloran, a leaping header 1 minute later to make it 2-1. And Denny Iljazi nets one from the penalty spot 5 minutes from time to make it 2-2. That's going to do it for us. Thanks for spending your evening here watching New Haven United FC soccer here on the New Haven United FC YouTube page. We'll be back in action on Saturday when New Haven United take on Osners. That'll be a 7 p.m. kickoff, and you can watch it here. We will speak to you then.